evening and welcome to the live webinar on My Mission and Mission, your gateway to your dream career, course and college. Digital India, digital technology. What is it? Why is it in vogue? Globalization and technological changes are two key features that are changing and shaping our lives. Students today need to be able to adapt to change, research, experiment, think critically, work creatively, plan, self-assess, use feedback, and communicate ideas in a creative and critical way. The term digital technologies is used to describe the use of digital resources to effectively find, analyze, create, communicate, and use information in a digital context. This encompasses the use of web, digital media tools, programming tools, and software applications. So to elaborate on this little introduction, we have based on today's webinar, Career Prospects in Engineering House in Digital Technologies. To explain the concept, the scope, and the role of digital technologies, we have with us Mr. Naveen Kumar Srivastava.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. Let us tell you about Mr. Naveen. He has more than 20 years of work experience expanding to different roles. He is teaching as an associate professor at People's College of Research and Technology, People's University, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. He is an expert administrator. He is working as an academic coordinator and has been chairman of Board of Studies, Faculty of Engineering, People's College of Research and Technology, People's University. He has headed many departments and organized various seminars and workshops. He has been active in presenting papers at various conferences and has publications in different international journals. Today, he is going to elaborate on our topic, career prospects in engineering house as use of digital technologies. So, sir, let me first ask you, what is the scope of digital technologies in developing countries like India?
There are various prospects in mainly the digital technologies used in the computer science, electronics, and IT. At present scenario, due to the when we see our environment, lot of environment problems to be like water, air, and to be soil. These are the basic needs of the humanities. Belongs to these necessities. As per the when grow by day, their population will increases. So first of all, we think about our resources. What are our resources and how can use our resources? Suppose when we draft a letter by use of the paper and pen, so we cut for this pen and paper, we cut a tree. But if we use an email, process of email, write a paper letter, again this letter can be sent to many persons. But in the previous years, 50 years ago, these process can be used by the postman and other services. Then in that process, a lot of requirements are there. First, we cut a tree and make a paper and use a paper and write a paper, and we use this letter to send to many persons by the envelopes. Envelope also used in the other papers. So if we introduce these digital technologies like email, first there's email, we use the process, and then we go in modern technology like applications, Android based applications, Google's based applications. Those applications use very friendly, very usually any persons from any part of the world can use these applications and to perform any operations within a fraction of seconds. Suppose if a person in the various far away from the India, and we can use this application, transfer the money from that place to India, and this transaction within seconds. So these technologies, we are very very much requirement of it for the developing countries. These technologies, if we use, they are the changes the economic scenario of this country. And this can be done, can we think about the Prime Minister of our country, India, that if we promote these digital technologies to our India, promote the students there from the various part of the world, we come to their India and can take the technology then, and they work there in their countries in the use of these technologies.
Right, right. So that means these technology really help in, curtailing the cost. So it is economical in that way.
Yeah.
So with the use of digital technologies, we can cut down such a long process, and it can be just done in a few seconds or a few minutes.
Yeah. With the use of these technologies, we can cut the cost effective and time effective when these two major parameters by the humanity is to, and being very cost effective technologies and the time, because these process in internet, we can with the through of the website on internet, we can search any other word, any part of the world, we can see the lot of things, we can, and lot of knowledge base. So knowledge based sharing, basically that in digital eras, this, I think my opinion is that this time is the digital era. It comes in the world, and we all over the world in a single point, single mouse click, we can connect through anywhere in the world.
Exactly, sir. So very true. That is very rightly said. That with the click of a mouse, you can just link anywhere in the world. That's very true. So, sir, what is the role of India to facilitate digital technologies?
The role of India is to promote the students to come in the India and to take the courses in the, and when the complete, after the completion of the courses, that they learn about the technologies and go there and their countries, and to develop their countries on their, and their development of their countries. Our Prime Minister's theme, aim is to learn here and to earn there. Learning process in the India come into India, because India promoting India as an education hub, and we go there in their countries and can promote their these technology, use of the technology in their countries to be. So the role of India is likely to promote the other developing countries and help the developed countries to develop their economies.
Right. So we are hearing a lot of these days about digital India, about Make in India. So, what do you explain? That. How do you explain that, sir? Digital India, Make in India. So how does it help in that?
Being as a part of the, from my side and my opinion, that if a student from the anywhere from the world comes to India and take the courses like a computer science, electronics, and the information technology, these three branches are they are connected in a triangle. Without anyone, we cannot use the, suppose this time is era of the 4G in India, and the in coming years they comes into the 5G and 6G. We comes to there and we can increase the speed of the internet. If we increase the speed of the internet, when go to see that the videos in the download speed, download of the videos of the fraction of second, lot of books, lot of structures will be available in the world. So these three streams, mainly the three streams, they are connected internally. They are connected, and go if we students come to take these streams and learn there. So these fields, the basic core fields, they are to improve their economies when they comes to there. So Make in India, and the Make in India is the latest aim of our Prime Minister to create the product manufacturing, create India as a manufacturing site. If we establish the jobs opportunities for for the candidates who take the studies and to take the learns, either the BTech courses, diploma courses, master's degree, PhD degree, research areas. So if we construct and manufacture here, so on the manufacturing process, due to the manufacturing, lot of investment will be required, and for this process, India at present time, India is a topmost country for the foreign investment. Foreign investment side, the India is the topmost country at the time. The latest survey shows that this will be achieved by our Prime Minister. So if we investment comes here, so a lot of infrastructure to be developed, lots of industries will be developed. So the job opportunities will be more higher and higher side, and the candidates who comes from the world, various parts of the world of the come to India, take the education for the education, and these to be helped our as well as our country as well as for their places when they comes from there, because suppose a person from comes from the Africa and take their education in the India, and we after the completion of education he doing some work here. So after working there, the some part revenue is generated by the India. And when this person goes their country, then their knowledge and as well as the experience to help to their country for the promotion as well as the economically development in that country.
Definitely, definitely. That is very rightly said. And sir, that means what were the courses that you were saying that are required to be a part of these digital technologies, sir?
Electronics and communication engineering, because I previously I was told that 4G is just coming, and the next stage is to 5G and 6G. Later on in the later years, the generation of the communication. So when we electronics and communication is major role player for the communication process, because if the
Right.
communication is strong, so if the communication is strong, then the use of the computer science as well as the information technology, because the technology based services are be available, like say applications, a lot of lakhs of the applications are available in the market we use, and day by day this goes on increasing side. Some of the applications they are don't know about the candidates as well as the persons, but every student, every person who learn their technologies, and they can create Android based applications in the mobile based services will be available. So these these fields, the computer science engineering. One more thing, the international business machine like the IBM is a major player in the world, is the People's University itself, the tie up with the international business machine to promote the students in the computer science engineering field. Or it's my university's achievement that we have the first person of the as a university side to take the MAU tie up with the IBM. And though this time the first year 2015, the first year when we tie up with the IBM, and the planning of the IBM as a university partner is that only one university is we considered in a state. So we have the one and only one in the for the IBM. So those students who take the admissions in the computer science and information technology through IBM, they get job opportunities, internships to be international level, because IBM is the top most player in the world for the hardware as well as the software side.
Yes, yes, sir, definitely. So that means there is a lot of contribution of People's University in Digital India, am I right?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yes, like you just said. And you were talking about career opportunities, like you just said about application developments, like which is the latest trend. So what are the other career opportunities, related to digital technologies?
Like the robotics at present, is the mechatronics is the field where we connected the mechanical engineering with the electronics. So when we use of the remote technologies, so mechatronics as well as the robotics is always the latest area of the research. When the students in the era of the use of this mechanical and electronics as well as the in the robotics side, there is a lot of opportunities in the world to be required, because Japan at present is Japan is the topmost country who manufactured a robot, and major portion of the work in the due to the robot in the Japan. We see that every time the most of the work in the Japan to be done by the robot.
Right.
We are very well known about that. So these technologies that comes in India, when we use of the robotics and robotics field, we can do the medical side, we do can the engineering side, we can search everything by the robotics. So these are the career prospects of the digital technology. if their students comes the computer science engineering, so all the developing countries were required, the requirement to be can be fulfilled by the electronics, mechanical engineering, computer science engineering, information technology. Because without any infrastructure we cannot do anything. So major three branch fields are the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and civil engineering. They are the core fields for the infrastructure they are requirement. Without power nothing can be done. So
Right.
electrical engine requirement. Without hardware nothing can be done. So mechanically requirement. Without structure, if the without a structure we can't do anything. So civil is required. These three are the core fields, and from these three fields we, if we add on the computer science, information technology, and mechanical electronics engineering, we can do a whole pack like so these six branches are in our university side, and we can promote the students as per the practical aspects, about the project aspects, and research aspect. Most of the students of the civil of the People's University, they can perform the papers and everything.
Okay, okay. So that means, sir, all these branches are linked as well as they have their individual career prospects also.
Yeah, madam. Yeah, all these branches are interconnected with there.
Right. And all of these has individual career prospects also, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So, sir, I want to know what is the requirement for a student, to take up these engineering branches. What does a student has to have himself? उसके अंदर मतलब what are the skills that are required in a student to, take these engineering branches?
Basically, these are the depends on the basic uh, the class 12 based. They are the courses on the basis of the class 12. If a student pursue the grade 12 with mathematics, physics, and chemistry, these subjects are mainly required for the course. And the as per the Indian norms will be 45% marks is the minimum in these three subjects, but the 65% is the requirement is the
Okay. So, as you can see, digital technologies is coming a big way. It is involved in practically everything. The webinar that we are taking, the hangout sessions that we are taking, the chats that we are doing, the applications that we are using, practically everything. You look around yourself, there is digital technology everywhere. It is all zero one. So it is all digital technologies. And Mr. Naveen has rightly said that it is really improving the economics and the development of a country. you know you study these branches of engineering, you learn about digital technologies, and you can recreate and manufacture, and you can really boost your economics. They really boost the economics of your country. You can take job opportunities here in India. You can go to your own countries, and you can start up something new. So this is the benefit of digital technologies, the upcoming engineering branches, and the amalgamation of these engineering branches with each other. So I would really like to say that digital technologies have come a big way all around the world, and more so in India, where it is technologically advancing with each passing day, and with the advancements all over the world, robotics, and everything that's coming up. So I would really request our audience to go through this and just uh, learn about digital technologies, take up engineering branches, study engineering, uh, make use of it, manufacture something new. So this is how you can go further. So I think we have lost Mr. Naveen here, but that's okay. He had covered most of the part. We're trying to reconnect with him. Looks like we are not able to connect with Mr. Naveen, but I'm sure he has given all the information regarding digital technologies, the courses that are required, and what are the courses of engineering branches that are required at People's University. So, thank you, Mr. Naveen, for a wonderful session with us. It has been really enlightening, and I'm sure the students will be benefited from it, and they'll be coming over and asking more for such engineering courses, and making a development in the field of digital technologies. Thank you, everybody, for being a wonderful audience. Please stay tuned to My Mission Admission and look on for more webinars. Thank you.